Wolfe, WOLFE, and her email address is carolyn@floridalendingpro.com, and the phone number is 321-795-9103, and that's certified mortgage planners. You can help people all over the state of Florida.
Correct.
So even if you're listening to our South Florida listeners, you can still call Carolyn, and she does have a walk-in office, actually, and that's why we like using Carolyn over maybe the lenders online. And we've had, I know Jonathan and I have, 100 and some years worth of real estate together. I don't know. It seems like an awful lot of real estate years. Maybe
we
not.
Throw
that,
Dad in. We're pushing too.
We've seen those nightmare ones where you can't get a hold of the lender because you're closing after 5 o'clock, or sometimes you're closing on a weekend, and you can't always get. All of a sudden, there's some situation, and we need. And now it's really handy when you. I mean, I really prefer having a live person because. It's such a personal thing, getting a mortgage. I think a lot of people are afraid to share the information online, so they don't tell you what you will eventually find out if it's only online. But in person, they might say something like, I just did this or that. Right. So you know how to undo that situation. You might have, like you always talk about, seasoned money and seasoned situations. So perhaps somebody has done something that will nick their credit, but maybe within 3 months you can undo that situation.
Or even 30 days.
Yes. And one of them we often talk about is if you already have an established loan, a large car loan, and you've had it for a couple years, and it's getting about another year or so left on it. If you pay it down to 9 months or less, is it? I always forget
Less than 10 months.
Less than 10 months. If you pay it down to less than 10 months, it does not reflect on your credit, your debt.
Right.
So that if you're making a $200-300 car payment and you have 12 months to go, pay 2 months, 2 or 3 months, and then it doesn't count as your debt. Not a lot of people don't know that.
Right. And I will say that working with a local person or like a broker, when they come to me and say that is the scenario where we need to strategize to make it work, we can give that advice. But if you're going to, say, a big lender and you go right to their website and you haven't already done that, you're stuck.
You're stuck because once they pull your credit, they're not going to necessarily pull it again.
Well, the real issue, I don't mean to butt into you ladies, but the real issue here is I'm a big fan of online shopping. You save a lot of money. There, I try to support the local stores and especially local people such as myself. But, the big stores, the online shopping, Again, don't mean to give a pitch to anybody, but Amazon is an amazing thing, and you buy it and you have it the next day or the day after that, and it's pretty impressive, and it usually saves money. And so for products that, if I'm buying a product, buying a widget, and the widget I buy from the local store or the widget I buy online is the same widget, if I can save money and don't even have to get in the car to drive to the store, that makes sense.
Right.
When you're talking about buying a home, so this does qualify for the real estate, Waterview Realty and such as well. But when you're buying a home or when you're getting a loan, filling out an application online is not the same as sitting with Carolyn across the table from you where she can ask you questions. I've filled out many an online application for many things, and I look at the question. I'm like, what is it they're looking for here?
Right.
I'm not sure what they're asking me. And sometimes there's a chat button. Sometimes, and those are usually, you get somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about.
Right.
Or they don't give you advice. They'll answer your question maybe, but it's not the same as having that personal interaction with somebody who's representing your interest and trying to get you the best deal, as opposed to effectively a computer running you through a program and saying you qualify or you don't.
Right.
So yes, maybe you have some closing cost effect, maybe not. There might be hidden fees that aren't even being disclosed to you, but the savings when you're talking about a loan or purchasing a home, $100 here or there, well, again, I'm not trying to say $100 is not a lot of money. In the long run, in a 30-year mortgage, that $100 comes out to a penny a day, maybe.
Right.
My math is off. No, it's less than that
by
a lot.
By 100 days.
Yeah. So it doesn't it pays to use a human being, local person that you can talk to and they can advise you. I'm not a fan of the online shopping.
And it doesn't cost more. It costs sometimes less to go work with you, right, Carolyn?
Absolutely.
So, a real life person, you get the advantage of knowing what, and you can tell them all the ways to get themselves seasoned. I love that word. We have to use that word more often. And this is the season to be seasoned. Oh no, a little play on
like my turkey is going to be seasoned.
Yes.
So that's the kind of things we have to be prepared for. And I know we talk about this, we just can't emphasize it enough that before you go online and start looking for your dream home, whether it's realtor.com or you're using Trulia or Zillow or our own website actually is the best place to go.
Yeah, I did want to get a plug-in for waterviewre.com because we've launched a new website and we're going to be continuously modifying and adding to it. And one of the things for those listening out in the rest of the world and even locally, we will be, it's not there yet, but we're going to be adding like video tours and such. So if you're curious what Melbourne Beach looks like, pretty soon you'll be able to click on a nice little video tour of Melbourne Beach or Satellite Beach or Vieira or other areas. Again, we're going to add as we go. So the site is work in progress, but it is new and improved, and please check out waterviewre.com. That's as in Waterview Real Estate, waterviewre.com, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Exactly, and what's nice about going there, you can click on our MLS version of the listings out there, and you, unlike some Zillows and Trulia and so forth, there's no ads. So you're getting strictly the information that you're programming in, so you're not constantly...
And an additional plug, as I think of it, we do have a media page on the website, which will have links to our shows.
That's right. And several of your television appearances.
Oh!
Interestingly, a quick aside, my son tells me one of his teachers saw me on the Your Career. And so people do watch the shows because
cool.
A teacher saw me on my interview on the Your Career show.
That was produced at Eastern Florida State College.
Yep.
Thank you. I haven't been able to get that in my head yet.
And that link, now that you mentioned, I got to make sure that link gets put on the website as well.
That's right. So I think just about a year ago, we made our first video, our first live television interview. That was when the Melbourne Beach had the winning lotto ticket. Was not lotto? The
Powerball.
Powerball.
Was it Powerball? Oh, that's right.
That was in January, and one of the winners I think there was 3 winners, and one of them was in Melbourne Beach, and of course the NBC affiliate over in Orlando came over and interviewed John, and he told them all the secrets they should be doing right now before they came forward with their winning ticket. That was fun.
And to her credit, the winning Powerball woman did go to a local estate planning attorney, as I suggested, and I think that has worked out. I hope it has worked out. I haven't followed up.
That's right. That's right. Well, those are the kind of things that we're here to make sure that you know all the services that are available to you that you might not be aware of. Now, one of the things that since you wanted to do a plug about the website, I'd like to do a plug about you, Jonathan.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that people are not aware of that are out there, people that can help you, services available. And now we're coming into the holiday season, which will be next weekend. And a lot of people are maybe in a situation that is not a happy point in their life. Perhaps they've lost their job. Perhaps they're behind on payments. There's monies available for you, and we're going to talk about that in upcoming shows in the next couple weeks. But just to quickly talk about it, that's called the Florida's Hardest Hit program. So a lot of people think, oh my gosh, this is not going to be a good Christmas, Hanukkah for my family because we don't have any monies together. I've lost my job. But if they will get in touch with you, you're an advisor for the Florida's Hardest Hit program. There is money available for them to make their past payments as well as future payments if they're behind, if they've lost their job or they're underemployed by about 10% of what they were making.
Yeah, again, the Florida Hardest Hit Fund program is an amazing program that assists unemployed or underemployed homeowners with their mortgage payment. You can learn more about it. My law office website is lacklaw.com. That's LACKLAW.com. And there's a link on the website to the Florida Hardest Hit program. And again, the program is designed to assist those who have lost their job with making their mortgage payment. And if you've didn't hear about this program and you've lost your job 3 or 4 months ago and you're in the hole because you've been unable to make your payment for the last 4 months, the program will actually pay up to $18,000 to reinstate the deficit, and then will continue to pay your mortgage payments going forward until up to 12 months or $24,000 are the limits, but it will pay your mortgage payment until you find a job. So we are in December here, and the holidays coming up, and it is a hard time, and we have seen an increase in applications, and that's sad to hear. On the one hand, it's happy to hear that people are learning about the program.
Right.
The single most common phrase I get is, "Oh, I didn't know about that," or "I wish I had known about that." Right. And so I am trying to do my best. I've actually increased our advertising campaigns. We're trying to put some ads out there, some radio spots, and some newspaper spots. We're trying to get the word out for the Florida Hardest Hit program. Again, this is a federally funded state program. This is not through my law office. We are just an advisor to the program.
Right.
But it is an excellent program to help people in need, and as you say, Jean, there are other programs out there. There are other opportunities. What I see as my purpose is to advise people and help them, point them in the right direction. If I can personally assist them and make a fee for my services, that's great. But the goal is to help the people and make sure they get the information they need.
Well, we always say people before profit.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then on this hardest hit, just to make it clear again, if you're behind payments up to $18,000 in the arrears, it could bring you up to date. If you're still unemployed and you need help making your future payments, it can go forward another year, I believe, in advance up to about $24,000,
$23,000. So it's 12 months or $24,000, depending on the amount of your mortgage payment.
If you're behind, 6 months, a year, and you still need future help, you up to about $42,000 they will assist you with, and there's really no fee. There's no fee for you to talk to you.
What the government says is it's free to apply, is what they emphasize. The truth is, it is essentially a free program. The reason we have to say essentially is if you sold your home for a profit during a 5-year period after you receive the money, you may, not even definitely, but may have to pay back the amount you received. And it is a reducing amount. It goes down 20% a year, and it's at no interest. So there is the possibility you'd have to pay it back. If you stay in your home, however, you do not have to pay it back. There is no personal liability for the debt. So it's free to apply. There is no cost to enter into the program. And in all honesty, it's essentially free unless the circumstances are such that you have to pay it back interest-free. I
always say it's a temporary gift. I mean, it's a temporary loan that turns into a gift.
That's well said.
And it's a wonderful service, and a lot of people, when you first hear of it, you think it's a scam. Nobody's going to give me $42,000 in mortgage payments, future or back, until you really get into it. But that's one of the options. Maybe that's why we like to talk with people before they make a move. A lot of people think, oh my gosh, I'm 4 or 5 months behind on my payments. The bank is starting to send me nasty letters, and what do? I'm going to have to sell my house. And we might be able to advise them, no. You might take the Florida's Hardest Hit. You might talk to Carolyn about refinancing. There might be a lot of different options out there besides strictly selling. And I know that sounds weird coming from a real estate agent who would love to have the listing, but we're not here to necessarily push one particular option for you. So you have lots of different things, and that's what you need to know about Waterview Title Services, Waterview Realty, Jonathan Lack from Lack & Lack Chartered, as well as Carolyn Wolf with Certified Mortgage Planners. Give us your NMLS number again so we'll be official.
Thank you, Jean Newell from Waterview Realty.
What is this?
My NMLS number is 268538. And I did just want to say that's one thing why I love working with both of you, because you have such great knowledge, and I have additional people that I can lean on and get advice for clients.
Well, that's what we're here to do, is we try to lean on each other, and everybody has their strengths. And again, there's not always just one plan, one option fits all. We see it all the time. You still are getting calls from people. The foreclosures are a little less than they were a few years ago, but you're still finding a lot of people approaching you because they think you need to be represented for a foreclosure, and then you're introducing them to some of these other options.
There are, again, what I like to say is we like to each person's circumstances are different. I like to meet with the clients, find out what their needs are, and advise them in the right direction, be that foreclosure defense, be it hardest hit, be it a short sale, be it a regular sale, be it a refinance. Everybody's circumstances are different. So you can reach me at area code 321-953-5115, and that's Lack and Lack Chartered at lacklaw.com.
Carolyn, real quick, your phone number?
321-795-9103.
Thank you all for joining me today, Carolyn and Jonathan. I hope we all wish you a wonderful holiday.